Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we are taking on the Magnetic Forest once again, but this time we're using V3 Akainu as our leader. So I've been using V3 Akainu quite a bit recently. He does so much damage, and I just wanted to take him into some really hard content, seeing as he's now out on JP as well, just to show like what this guy can actually do, and he's ridiculously strong. So for this video today, we are taking on the Magnetic Forest. Funny enough, we're actually using the Magnetic ship. Now, for this particular team, it's kind of actually essential, but you could run the WhiteBeard ship for the extra HP pool. If you have the support for Usopp, I can't remember her name. She's from the Skypiea arc. You can add her to Usohachi. And when he hits a perfect, he removes defense up. That way you can actually bring two Akainus, and you don't need to bring the friend SnakeMan. But the friend SnakeMan basically just helps so much against the Hawkins, X-Drake, and Page 1 stage. Basically what we're going to do is we're just spamming our specials until we get to the stage with the fire breather and the weird looking bug dude, because that's where we're going to stall out. So spam specials, spam them away. Just make sure you can kill all these guys. You don't want these two guys to poison you, otherwise it's just like GG to your run. So don't be afraid to use specials there, and make sure you kill Capone first. Once you get to your rogue, you need to use the Usohachi special to remove the defense up, and then you can just like use SnakeMan's special. Just don't use his super typing, you're gonna need that later. So yeah, as I was saying, you can get this done with double Akainu. And then use that, man, I can't remember her name, but she attaches to Usopp. She's a support limited rare recruit, and she works really, really well for this particular content. So now that we've reached the fire breather and the bug looking dude, we are going to make sure we can kill that red unit. We are going to use the ship special here to remove one of the turns of the barrier, and we want to make sure that we're switching with Vivi Becca and Jin and Krieg every single turn. That way we're getting healing and we're getting damage reduction. Vivi Becca is probably replaceable on this team, though. I imagine you could probably replace them with someone like Barto Cavendish, especially if you're running the WhiteBeard ship, because they do like a percentage heal. It's a very, very big heal. I think it's something like 3.5k, I think. And then you can use their special to stall, as they give massive damage reduction as well as threshold cut on the special. So that's really, really handy. But as I mentioned, on this particular stage, we are going to kill the fire breather guy. And then we're just going to stall out on the bug-looking guy. He's going to re-roll our specials all the way back to the beginning. So we do want to stall out on him long enough to get Usohachi's special back. So just be careful how much damage you do on this particular stage, as you can kill him before the required stalling amount. But you also don't want to take too much damage from him as well, because he can hit quite hard. So what I was doing, I was switching with Vivi Becca, switching with Don Krieg every single turn. So I was getting damage reduction, I was getting healing, and I was trying to hit with units that like didn't have matching orbs, because like Akainu does so much damage with matching orbs. Like 4.5 times multiplier is no joke. And then obviously if they're a red unit too, like it is a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. So as you can see, we do take quite a bit of damage from this guy here, but it's not that big of an issue, because with pinch healing and stuff on this team, and Luffy being a recovery booster as well, it's going to help us out quite a bit. So once you hit the 2-turn cooldown for Usohachi, that's when we can kill this guy and we can move on. If you get lucky with some meat orbs too, that's great too. Make sure you eat those. But you need to make sure that you're switching with Vivi Becca and Krieg and Jin every single turn. That way you're getting the 20% damage reduction and the extra 2000 healing. On the next stage against Killer, we're going to use our Usohachi special to remove the rainbow shield. Usohachi's perfect for this particular piece of content, like this particular stage, as you can only like use one special and he can be delayed. So with just normal attacks from here and the switchability of Vivi Becca giving us the chain lock, we can just sort of take our time, whittling down Killer, using pinch healing for some extra heal, using the switchability of Vivi Becca for some extra heal, and it just works out really, really well. Obviously, all these units are maxed out. Vivi Becca is limit broken key, but I don't think that's essential, as their special isn't like overly used. Which mainly on this team, they're just here because they're a red unit for Luffy, and they help us with stalling for their amazing switchability. limited rare recruit Lucy. He's really good for this particular team, as he's going to change block orbs and give our red units an attack boost, and if we switch to the right units, we can get that 2.25 attack boost for our entire team. So we're going to use that right here because he removes bind as well, so he's perfect for this big mom stage. And then we can switch in to our red units. Because we're our full red team, we get the big 2.25 times attack boost from the limited rare recruit Lucy, and then we can use our SnakeMan special to give us that 2.5 times orb boost, just to just absolutely annihilate Big Mom, destroy Big Mom. Moving on to the next stage against Hawkins, Page 1, and Extract. Now this stage is normally a bit tricky because you can't use an attack buff, but that's where using the super typing of Luffy comes into play, but we do need to remove that defense up as well, and that's where Don Krieg and Jin are going to come in as well. But you could use Vivi Becca as well, but if you do replace Vivi Becca for someone like Barto Cavendish, then you can just use Krieg and Jin on this particular stage. The extra color affinity is quite nice because we do have 3 strikers in the Lucy unit and the Krieg and Jin. So with the orb boost, with the attack boost, and with the color affinity, we can just decimate this particular stage. Just not even a worry. Sure, we can't see, but that doesn't not matter one bit. Try and eat meat orbs if you can. Just extra healing is always nice, and just like 30 million damage is just crazy. Absolutely nuts. Moving on to King now. King's going to give us the 6 turns of Gloom, 3 turns of Rainbow Shield for himself, and 3 turns of Threshold. He's immune to delay and defense down, which kind of sucks. The big downside to this is he binds our ship for 4 turns. So we're going to have to stall that out because we are actually going to use the ship special again to remove his barrier. Now, when you drop below 50% HP, you do want to rely on your pinch healing effects. So make sure you hit your perfects with like Usohachi, Vivi Becca, and Luffy, just for that extra healing, because that'll keep us alive. Without max pinch healing, I don't think it's like doable this particular stage. Any meat orbs are obviously greatly encouraged, and they do help out quite a bit, but I don't think they are essential to get the run done. I do get fairly lucky here, and I actually get quite a few meat orbs. Now, once you get Usohachi special, you can actually use Usohachi special on this particular stage, even though the threshold and the rainbow shield is gone, mainly because you can get cooldown. Now, I didn't do it on this particular run. I was just getting lucky with meat orbs, so I just kept the run going. But the safer option for this particular team, looking back while I was editing, is using the Usohachi special on this particular stage against King. That way we can have Luffy's special ready for the next stage against Kaido. When you go into the first stage against Kaido, he doesn't have put up the burn, so you can hit the perfects. So using Usohachi special here and then stalling out on King until he puts up the yellow barrier is going to help you out quite a bit. But as I mentioned with my particular run here, I actually got quite lucky with meat orbs. But as you can see, we are utilizing the pinch healing. Vivi Becca's pinch healing is so massive. We are utilizing the pinch healing to sort of keep above the threshold, as well as the damage reduction from Jin and the healing from Vivi Becca. So this is where I would use Usohachi special, or if you've already used it, awesome. That way the SnakeMan will have a 2-turn cooldown. We can switch into our red units here and use the ship special again to remove the barrier on King. Now we did get a yellow orb on our Usohachi, so we would have been fine otherwise. But if you are using the WhiteBeard ship, you do want to make sure you farm up a yellow orb on one of your units. Otherwise, you're not going to have the damage to kill King because you can't break the barrier. But as you can see here, we just have plenty of damage to take out King. Easy collapse. Now moving into this particular stage against Kaido, this is where we would want to have our Luffy special and our Akainu special. That way we're going to get a 2.25 times attack boost, a 2.5 times orb boost, and we can pretty much like be in a majority of a red setup. So Luffy's going to be giving us 5 times attack boost. Unfortunately though, I was playing it a little bit too safe and I didn't use Usopp's special earlier, and when you go to Kaido, he gives you the 2-turn special only. So we couldn't use Usohachi as well as the other 2 specials, so we're kind of stuck with having to stall out on Kaido through the burn and stuff like that. So you guys will see what I mean in a second. But ideally, if you use the Akainu special and the Luffy special, you guys should have so much damage that you could, and with the switchability of Vivi Becca giving you the chain lock, you should be able to do like a fair decent chunk of damage against Kaido. Then because you have the 2-turn cooldowns on all your other units and the 1-turn cooldown on Lucy, you can just move into the final stage whenever it suits you. Now, Kaido does like a big 10k hit every single turn. Now, I don't know if the damage reduction actually helps with that, but as you can see there, just with the Akainu special alone and 2 non-matching orbs on our leaders, we just like almost did half of Kaido's HP. So I imagine with the 2 specials, you would just absolutely clap Kaido, just smack him so damn hard. But unfortunately, I didn't have that privilege. Now, this is where Vivi Becca, I believe, is just a little bit better to use on this particular team than Barto Cavendish, because you can use their switch ability to give you a chain lock, which means that you can hit greats and not lose out on too much damage against Kaido. But in saying that, if you did use the Luffy and the Akainu special, you shouldn't have any issues taking out his HP pool anyway. So I get quite lucky with meat orbs on my particular run here, so it worked out quite well for me. But as I mentioned, if you did all that damage to Kaido early, you shouldn't have to worry like I sort of was worrying a little bit here. But as I mentioned, I did get lucky with some meat orbs, so we did manage to be able to heal up enough to take an extra shot from Kaido there. Then I got 2 more meat orbs on this particular run, so I could actually take another shot from Kaido, as the recovery boost that Luffy gives you is absolutely monstrous, like monstrous. Moving on to the final stage against Kid, we can use the switch ability of Vivi Becca to give us a chain lock. Lucy's going to change our block orbs into matching, as well as giving us a 2.25 attack boost for our red units, and then we're going to get that massive 2.5 times multiplier with our V2 SnakeMan friend leader, and Kid just dies. Like, you don't need the SnakeMan special. The Don Krieg and Jin special will suffice. The 2 times orb boost is going to be enough, purely because we have just a full dominant red sort of squad here. You could stall out the 2 specials only as well if you really wanted to. Then you could use Vivi Becca's special, but like, honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like, as you guys can see, like, we don't even attack with Akainu or SnakeMan and we get it done. So there you guys go. That was my 4th team taking down the Magnetic Forest. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit the like button if you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post. Hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lights!